Hello, friends and family. I wanted to stop in and give you an update on the conflict that's taking place in the Middle East. If you've been following this war, if you will, that's taking place in the Middle East, you know that the U.S. dropped some bombs on the nuclear facilities in Iran. Iran returned with bombs over a military base in Qatar. And out of nowhere, again, obviously these headlines are moving at warp speed. We're getting ready to go down and enjoy the fireworks here downtown Detroit, Michigan. But I wanted to jump in and make sure that you had an opportunity to see the latest on what's taking place out of Washington, D.C. Take a look.
Vice President J.D. Vance. Mr. Vice President, thanks for coming.
Absolutely, thank you.
Just seconds ago, the President went to Truth Social and typed this. It has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire. Complete and total ceasefire is what he typed.
Yep.
What does that mean? How did it come about? What's the development here?
Well, we were actually working on that just as I left the White House to come over here. So that's good news that the president was able to get that across the finish line. I think what it means, Brett, is quite simple. First of all, the president, without, knock on wood, having a single American casualty, obliterated the Iranian nuclear program. We are now in a place where we weren't a week ago. A week ago, Iran was very close to having a nuclear weapon. Now, Iran is incapable of building a nuclear weapon with the equipment they have because we destroyed it. So that's a very, very big thing. Now, what that means, I think, is we have to talk to Iran and, of course, to Israel about what the future holds. Because while we have obliterated the Iranian nuclear program, our hope and our expectation is that they're not going to try to rebuild that program. And I think that's what the president is really trying to figure out here, is to build a long-term settlement here to where we can have peace in the region, where our regional allies and, of course, the American people, most importantly, can be secured, but where we can ensure that the destruction of the Iranian nuclear program that has already happened is not.
All righty, there you have it. Straight from the vice president's mouth, came over from the White House. They got this ceasefire deal done. I want to know what your thoughts are on this. And as these headlines continue to come out, I want to challenge you to call a ball and a strike, right? So as this is unfolding and we're seeing what is an obvious U.S. victory, how do you feel about it? Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the comments section. Please like, share, and subscribe. You know that we are doing our best to keep you informed, to make sure that you have all of the pertinent information as it pertains to what's going on in the city of Detroit, Michigan, in our state, Michigan, in the country, and even what's going on in different parts of the globe. And so this is definitely a great place to stay informed on the issues and the stories that are relevant. And we always do whatever is necessary to connect the dots. So while you're watching what's going on in Iran and what's going on in Israel, what's going on, a space where we take the time to connect the dots and show people how what's going on in different parts of the world does have impact on the quality of life and the way we live our lives here in the city of Detroit and different metropolitan areas here in the country. And so again, my name is Whitney Clark. I'd love your support on August the 5th. I am a write-in candidate for Detroit City Council District 5. We're getting ready to enjoy these great fireworks, but I wanted to give you an update. Okay, let's go potty. Let's go to the pot. I'm coming right now, okay? Good job, bud. Okay, so let me jump back into daddy duty, but I wanted to share that important information. There is a ceasefire that is getting ready to take place in the Middle East. And so by all accounts, whether you're from the left or the right, if you're fair, if you're honest and unbiased, to say that we had an opportunity to destabilize their nuclear facilities and then somewhat 48, 72 hours later, there'd be a ceasefire on top, neutralized, if nothing else, their nuclear capabilities. I think that's a win. I think that's a win for the U.S. and for our allies. And so, Whitney Clark for Detroit.com. We'll see you guys next time. Getting ready to do Man on the Street, actually. So if you guys are locked in with us on our different platforms, and you have notifications that allow you to see when we're getting ready to go live. We're actually getting ready to go down the street and talk to a couple of constituents and people in the community about this great occasion. This doesn't look as packed as it's looked in years past, so who knows? It might be more people once it gets a little bit closer to the nighttime. But nevertheless, let me jump off of here. Again, Whitney Clark, I wanted to report to you that there is a ceasefire that has been agreed to from Israel and Iran in the Middle East after, taking out, if you will, the nuclear facilities that existed, that we understand existed in Iran. And so I want to give you guys that update, and we will keep you abreast of any other pertinent changes or stories that take place, obviously here in the city on the ground, Detroit, Michigan, the state of Michigan, the U.S., but this is obviously a really big issue. As we see Republican presidents take office, you'll see more headlines of what's going on for, in different, governments across the country, across the world, I should say. Because, it's believed that here in the States that Republican presidents really focus their attention on, foreign policy, while, and that's, I don't know if that's still the narrative, Democrat versus Republican, but that's certainly something that has been thought of when we begin to talk about, the ideology and the way that each side of the political spectrum kind of executes their political ideology, their agenda, if you will. And so we're looking at President Trump's presidency taking aim at some of the chaos that takes place, not only here in the States, but as well as other parts of the world that have things to do with our allies and things of the nature. So anyway, I won't talk you to death. I wanted to give you what's most important, and we'll see you guys here in a few minutes.